So today we're going to start with the Nutrilite switch, which had one of these kind of units on it, which we don't have any parts to match up or anything like that. So we've got to change some plugs on some things. So we're going to switch it to the Harley style ones here. And I got them kind of stripped back here. Strip back a little ways because I find they're so small that lots of times when I put them in their pins, it's better to twist them up and fold them over. It adds a little bit of thickness to it. Sort of like that. Just flip them over, it'll make them a little bit thicker there than just a single strand. So we got some of our units that we'll no doubt use a bunch of. And I just need 3 of them. Then we'll just crimp them. This little one. And just down a little farther. And I can always just give these a little squeeze. There we go. We hope we got them right here, but according to the way our plug is going to go in. And the thing that locks them in is inside this one, the little green thing. It'll go down inside of that and keep those pins apart. Well, there we are. Just keeps them together so that I can put the wrap to them a little easier. They'll tend to stay together that way. Okay. So we've put a little bit of that automotive wrap around it. That's what I happen to have here. And because we gotta hang it up by the cables and such, just want to make sure that there's something around it so that the wires can't chafe. So every few inches I just put one of these small tie wraps on, and that will keep it from unraveling. All right, so we're gonna route this in under all of this, under these cables. And there is a hole down in there, so I know that probably plenty long there. So we got things sort of tucked away in there. It's hard to see right now. The wiring goes down behind there and up through there. And it's as tidy as we can make it, and it's wrapped so that it's insulated as well. All right, now we'll move on to this. So the next thing I kind of want to get rid of here is this. I know that this is under the side covers, but if you're in the pouring rain and the wet and everything gets in here on these terminals, I know one's just connected to the other, but what if it gets soaked straight across? I'm not saying that they don't work, but I'm just saying that it's not something that I really want to have there. And since I have the prerogative of rewiring what I want, this is going to be something that's got to go. Stick those back in there. What the terminal boards could be used as, but there's always a possibility of things being used for another purpose. So we might as well make sure that we have all the screws in, because if we decide to repurpose them for something, then you'll be searching for screws. There we go. Now I know that this is ground, so we'll put that one right back on there. We'll start stripping our wire back. Start with these ones first. So we'll start with these, and because we're just putting them together, the order doesn't really matter at all. I think I will put these two matching together, which is a straight orange. So we just pop those through and they come up, and you can see they come right up through here, and that's locked in there. And the rest of them don't really matter as long as we match them up with the other side. There we go. Now we have this little wedge piece that goes down inside. We're going to take our small screwdriver and just make sure that all our tangs are back out of the way, which shouldn't be a problem if all of these are locked into place. And if they're in place, that will just snap in there like that. There we go. Now we've got our 6 wires there, what I think is nice and clean compared to the whole board and all that stuff there. So we're going to go along and put the other ends on this one so that they can plug in here. So this is our connector for the other side, and it's going to go right on like that. So by sticking it on there, we can pay attention to what colors are where. So my red gray from my brake light switch will be my first one in the top. So again, we'll look inside and we'll make sure that everything is pushed up in there. Our little screwdriver, and just look down in there and make sure that all the little locks are back out of the way. We'll need our little T-bracket tool. This is a little tool we made up. It's just kind of in the shape of a T. There we go. And it fits in there and turns sideways. And that will enable us to push this down inside. And then we just turn it and pull it out. And it's locked down inside that plug. Now these are all locked in place. The orange I know we're not using here. So now we're just going to decide and take a minute and look at it and decide where we want to hook this as far as things go. And I think that I'll just find a nice spot that it'll mount nicely here without too much interference from all of it. Again, we'll check on our inside here to make sure that our cable is long enough for there and our cable is long enough for there. So I'm thinking I'm going to drill a couple holes here, maybe 2, maybe 3. And we're going to mount that right to there, and that will be in out of the way. Well, there. I think that that's a little bit neater than what we had in there. A little bit less junk, but you know, all that bar and that whole thing in there, I understand the physics behind it, I guess, but I like to make things as compact as I can, and I know that this will keep the wiring tight and right the way it should be, and nothing will go wrong, and it'll be easy to access. If you have to take it apart, take the fender off, you just got to disconnect this stuff and take it off, as it would be with any other one, so not a big deal. So, on to the front now, I think.